You have been asking for it, and we are live. It's Sunday, and the Washington Commanders did battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers down in Landover today. We got the official Washington Commanders post-game show with the God's favorite host and the Commandalorian. The dynamic duo is back again to recap Commanders and Steelers, and boy was it a thriller. Make sure you guys stack that subscribe and stick that like button. Bulldogs as well. It's the official Washington Commanders post-game show coming to you live right after this. Do not adjust your TV screens, your streaming devices, or whatever platform you're watching us here on today. It is the official live edition of the Washington Commanders post-game show. You guys know the drill. Not going to get too much deep into the spiel. If you're in here, leave us a like. Sound off below your thoughts on the game or any game from the week so far. You can super chat us, support the program. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. We're going to be doing this the rest of the season live as much as we can and throughout the year with previews, as you see as well. I got the one and only brother with me, the Commandalorian. He can't believe what he saw today, but he's with me and he's ready to talk about it. Cravante Bebe. No song for that?
Wow.
Stupid. Just stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that's goofy.
Yeah.
Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jam.
Cravante, are you okay? Do you need some high blood pressure medicine? Do you need a shot of Crown Royal? Or do you just need a ginger ale bold? Or all the above?
Oh. Definitely the last two. So I did I did pick the Steelers on the on our show, flagship show, Flex on Podcast. But the way it was going, man, we should have won. It was there. Very, very close game, very close game. How they ended the first half, how they began the second half. I was like, oh man, we're good. But that damn secondary, man, I tell you, man, the Mike Williams touchdown is the most alarming, more so than a Johnny Newton not being able to stay on sides, is more alarming because Benjamin St. Juste was off coverage. You off coverage and still got beat over the top. That Joe Witt Jr., he don't even have any hair. I think he's bald. I'm sure he's bald. And if he wasn't bald before the game, he's bald now, because that's the cardinal sin as a defensive back coach, I used to play DB in high school, and as a defensive back coach, defensive coordinator, that's the cardinal sin. You don't get beat deep. You just don't get beat deep, especially playing off man. Like Benedict St. Juice is so trash, man. He's so trash. And I don't even think Marshawn Lattimore would have helped in that situation, because Marshawn Lattimore probably would have been on George Pickens. And that was Mike Williams, who just came over from New York. But my gosh, man. Like you say, the Steelers, man, they surely do not go away. They surely don't, man.
Thank you, everybody, again for watching. This is our first edition of the Washington Commanders postgame show. My brother Cavante, lifelong Commanders fan. Nobody on YouTube is going to give you the breakdown from his perspective better than he can. I'm just here to lead you along the way. And yes, we got Miss Sharon tuning in. We got, yes, big shout out to Miss Sharon, the chocolate writer, everybody over there, the ignorant thinkers.
Big shout
out to the Steelers get the win. And another wonderful lady, Miss Shantae, in the building. Yes, he has both. So he will be partaking in that probably during the stream, as we do allow adult beverages in the establishment as they are needed. But Cavante, let's work back to front, because it's fresh on our minds.
Oh.
Not only the touchdown, but the last two plays. The fourth down pass to Zach Ertz, I believe that was Zach Ertz. The spot was short, and the offside. How in the hell do you not know that they're trying to join you offsides? Russell Wilson, goofy self up there, smiling and dancing and waving around, and then these guys just can't control themselves. I don't understand. I don't get it. Dan Quinn has to be pissed off right now.
Oh yeah, Dan Quinn, Joe Witt Jr., and I don't even know who our defensive back coach is, but everybody's pissed right now. D line coach is pissed right now because you had to
go Google it.
I am gonna Google it. What's up, girl? Great game. Hands off. I'm not here. I'm just here to talk about what happened. I'm gonna keep my analyst hat on, but great game. Absolutely great game. I did pick y'all to win after all, but we had a chance to win and we blew it off. But that's a young team, young defensive player at the end with that was actually Johnny Newton, our rookie. Just couldn't hold his water. And Mike Tomlin played. I felt like, I want to say he played chess, but I felt like everybody should have known that. But rookie got a little excited, got a little antsy, and couldn't hold his water, man. But you have to know that that's coming, because I was like, Mike Tomlin would not run this football, not at midfield, because we only need another 15 yards and then we could kick a field goal to win the game. Mike Tomlin wouldn't do that. He played we played right into his hands. And I don't even think that, I'm sure Dan Quinn said it. I'm sure the defense player said it, and he just couldn't hold his water. But great game. Great game. But like you say, we working back. So Johnny Newton, rookie, young, he'll learn from this, but couldn't hold his water. The play before that, the fourth down stop, I thought he got it. I thought he had it, but because it was so close and they already called it short, it's hard to overturn it because it wasn't clear, irrefutable evidence or whatever they call it. So I understand why they let the call stand, but I thought he had it. I really thought he had it. But you can't get into there was one of my keys. Can't get into long situations. Can't get into third and long, fourth and long, second and long, because you know what I'm saying. It comes down to stuff like that. It came down to inches. It shouldn't have been that. We shouldn't have been in that predicament. But that's what the Steelers do. They put you in those type of predicaments because of the type of defense they have, and unfortunately, we fell right into it. So, yeah.
Let's get into the box score, Cravante. I always like to start with the quarterback up here
Okay.
in Baltimore. You know, we got Lamar, but you got a pretty darn good one down there in DC.
Yeah,
Mr. Daniels, this may have been his toughest test, as we mentioned, defensively anyway, with the
absolutely.
boys of the Steelers. What did you think about Jaden Daniels today? 17 of 34, 202 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. Not his best performance, but he didn't really give the game away either. He gave his team a chance to win. That's all you can ask, right?
Exactly. And remember, we were talking about, hey, this might be the game that he had that rookie performance. I still don't think this was it because he did not look terrible. He did not look bad. He didn't throw any touchdowns, but he didn't throw any picks. He didn't give the game away. He kept it as manageable as he could, but my gosh, the Steelers dialed it up. Jaden Daniels never really looked comfortable at any point in the game. He had a couple good passes, he looked good in certain spots, but for no stretch, he didn't look comfortable. And again, that's the Steelers defense. We knew he would have a tough time. I'm not surprised that he didn't throw any touchdowns, that we kept it on the ground, because that's how you have to play. That's how you have to play this team. Rookie quarterback. We're not gonna put him in harm's way too much. And thankfully, he only got sacked, what's that, 3 times? And I don't think TJ Watt was in any of them. So, we did pretty good given the fact that, what we were up against. And unfortunately, I think Andrew Wiley got hurt because that one of those the last few plays, TJ Watt got a hand on the ball from Jaden Daniels, and Trent Scott was in. So Wiley was out, and also our center was out for a little bit too. But man, this sucks, man. Going out like that.
Let's get to let's get to the rest of the offense, Cavante. Since you're on your soapbox, you're going in, running the football, receiving the football. Austin Eckler 13 of 44. He had 2 touchdowns. No Brown Robinson, as we mentioned. Jeremy Nichols 4 for 7. Jaden Daniels 3 for 5 yards. He was pretty much contained. Rodriguez 2 for 4. I mean, Scary Terry. What more can we say about him? 5 for 113. Yes. Please, Zay Flowers. Please, Rashad Bateman. See this next week. Noah Brown 3 for 33. Zach Ertz 4 for 31. Outside of that, Zacchaeus 1 for 8, which we'll get in special teams in a second. I ain't forget about that. McCaffrey 1 for 3. What did you think about the offense today? You still put up 27 points.
Yeah. I felt good going into midway through the third quarter. I felt good. Us getting a touchdown to end the first half and the beginning of the second half, I felt good. But like I was saying, I said we had to score in the late 20s to win. And I'm thinking about we had to put up 28. And look, the Steelers just happened to put up 28 themselves. Austin Eckler, amazing game. Absolutely amazing game on the ground, in the air. He was on special teams. He returned. Austin Eckler, I couldn't ask much more from him. He played an amazing game. Pass protection, everything. He had an amazing game. From Austin Eckler. Terry McLaurin, Joey Porter Jr. He had a rough day. Terry he couldn't do nothing with Terry. Could not do nothing with Terry. Terry McLaurin having another 100-yard receiving game is absolutely amazing. So I think it was some pretty good play calling from Cliff Kingsbury. It's just towards down the stretch, they might have got receivers wasn't the best. As a receiving core, it wasn't the best. Terry McLaurin did really well, and everybody else was kind of mid. Cut quite a few drops. One of Austin Eckler's touchdowns, like a play before that, Noah Brown dropped the touchdown. Now that didn't hurt because Austin Eckler ended up scoring on that drive, so that didn't hurt too bad. But there was quite a few drops, quite a few miscues by Jaden Daniels. But overall, came to play, man. I like what we were able to do against this top-notch defense. We did not come away with the W, but this one hurts, but I do feel good about my offense moving forward, and I feel the same about my defense. Secondary is god awful. My gosh, man.
Let's talk about that defense, Cavante. You gave me the alley oop. Russell Wilson was 14 of 28, not much better. 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, was sacked 3 times. Jalen Warren is back for the Steelers. That boy is a problem. 14 for 66. Najee Harris, 21 for 53, a touchdown. George Pickens, 5 for 91, a touchdown. Mike Williams just acquired 1 catch, 1 touchdown, the big 32-yarder.
The big one.
What did you think about your defense today? Let's look at the defense real quick. We have my boy Frankie Louvu with a sack, and our other guy, Cavante, Mr. Dante Fowler Jr. He had 2 sacks as well. And I think when Russ saw Dante Fowler coming, this is what he said.
That's one big son of a bitch!
How'd you feel about your defense today, Cavante?
Defense was average. Average, I would say. We gave it too many explosive plays, too many big plays. What was Najee Harris numbers? Or from Jalen Warren, Najee Harris?
They were Jalen Warren 14 for 66, Najee Harris 21 for 53. So 43 carries for 140 as a team, which is an average of, flex on math, 3.25 a carry.
Yeah, so I mean, getting 3 yards a carry is not terrible as a defense. So I think we played pretty solid. Well, I'll start with run defense. The run defense that we did give up 140, but like you said, little flex on math, 3 yards a carry is not terrible. 66 to Warren and the rest to Najee Harris. It's not terrible. Well, there we go. 3 yards a carry. We'll take that as a defense. Now, passing defense, my heavens. Marshawn Lattimore came at a perfect time, an absolute perfect time, because we big play after big play after big play. George Pickens scored early. Mike Williams scoring. Just plays in a passing game. It's just too much, man. Too much. The back end needs help. And again, Marshawn Lattimore is a great addition, great time. I'm hoping he can play on Thursday. But the running defense looked tough, looked solid, looked tough. And Mike Williams, welcome to Pittsburgh. Mike Williams, he just ain't even been there a week. I think he just got traded, not too long ago. And one catch, and the most important touchdown of them all was the last one. Yeah, we had some bright spots, and we did force a key turnover. But just gotta be able to capitalize. And defensively, it's this pass defense that's concerning. But yeah.
All right, Cavante, special teams. Mr. Seibert was hurt, and you had another kicker in. So Mr. I want to get his name right. Mr. Zane Gonzalez was 2 for 2 on field goals, 3 for 3 extra points. And our boy Tress Way doing what he does as always. But Mr. Zacchaeus with that fumble and the fake punt almost had you guys, by the way, but they threw a little bit of everything at y'all today, special teams wise. And we said this in the preview. I always say to my previews, we forget about special teams all the time, but we don't hear on the flex.
Special teams can be a game changer, and we gave up points. I mean, we fumbled the ball. It was within the 10-yard line or within the 10 or 15-yard line. So that's a gift wrapped touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That's a swing. The Steelers, I actually missed that play. So I heard about it after it happened. But special teams, sometimes you pick your spots. Mike Tomlin saw something that he could take advantage of, but he dropped the pass, and then we turned around and fumbled it, and points shifted like that. That was a shifting point. And I put in our group chat, special teams, Byron. I said we said that about special teams, how important they are to the totality of a game. And the new kicker came in, did what he's supposed to do, Trustway, about regular, but can't have any turnovers on special teams. Cannot have any turnovers on special teams. But yeah, so we had that one turnover. Luckily, it happened early, but you can't give a team like that free points. You know what I'm saying? We got to make them work for everything, and those was a free touchdown that we gave up, and that's not good when you're already playing behind the 8 ball.
I like to talk about injuries because it happens on both sides a lot. I think we've seen Alex Highsmith go down for the Steelers. I think Tyler Biadasz went out, but he came back. Any other injuries that you got of note as well? Before I forget.
Tyler Biadasz was out maybe like a quarter or almost a quarter. He had an ankle injury, and it looks like Highsmith had an ankle injury as well. And Andrew Wiley. And Andrew Wiley was out because they had Trent Scott blocking TJ Watt, and I was like, oh no, Jaden Daniels is gonna die. And TJ Watt forced a badly incomplete pass on one of those last drives, the one with the 4th down where we were short on that drive. So I don't know what happened to Andrew Wiley, but he was not in on that play, and it showed. But yeah, the injuries to the offensive line, reared its ugly head towards. But Tyler Biadasz, aka Tyler Badass, he did get an opportunity to come back, so that was good. But Andrew Wiley, I don't think whenever he went out, I don't think he finished the game. So that's offensive line injuries and woes. We're pretty deep at offensive line, but I hate to see it in crunch time. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully Andrew Wiley can recover quickly. But and it was Highsmith and Najee Harris. Najee Harris had an injury. I'm not sure what his injury was, but gameplay stopped. So those were pretty much all those injuries were significant.
How about this, Cravante? TJ Watt, no tackles, no sacks, nothing for probably the best defender possibly in the league, which means he'll probably have 5 sacks next week against the Ravens, but nothing this week against him.
And listen, I think offensively they came with a game plan. Hey, TJ Watt is not going to wreck this game for us. I think they went in with that mindset and that game plan, and it shows up on the stat sheet. As a matter of fact, remember we played the Browns. Myles Garrett didn't have any stats either. So I think when the offense can hone in on, hey, who's their best player? Listen, they not beating us. We're going to do whatever we got to do to make sure that they don't wreck this game, because we know with their ability, they can. And like I said, Trent Scott, Andrew Wiley, I don't even know how many plays he missed, but I know he missed that one of the last few drives. TJ Watt got a hand in there because he didn't get no, those things don't show up on the stat sheet, but he's still effective. You know what I'm saying? But I think the game plan was offensively, outside of keep the ball, have some balance. Remember, I told you that was one of my key plays. One of my keys to the games, being balanced, not having Jaden Daniels throw 50 times or anything like that. Keep the ball on the ground and take your spots in the passing game to keep TJ Watt off of Jaden Daniels. And I think they did a pretty good job. So TJ had an injury as well.
Yeah, we got news from our good friend Miss Sharon about a possible injury for Watt. Would not be surprised if that's the case. Makes sense.
Said it was mine. Hey, we'll take it because I know what TJ Watt is capable of, and I'm happy that Jaden Daniels got out the game alive. That's some good experience because again, like I said, this will probably be the best defense he's faced all year. So again, I don't think nobody's topping this defense. So we were able to put up 27 points. He did not play his best. I think he was only 50%. I think he was 17 of 34, something like that.
Yeah, 50%. Yeah.
So 50%. He did not play his best game. Didn't throw any touchdowns. So we'll take this on the chin, and I like the offense moving forward, and we have an upgrade waiting we have an upgrade waiting for us on the defensive backfield, just so we could be a little bit better on the back end, because my gosh, Benjamin St. Juste, he gives it up at the worst possible times, man. I tell you. Beat him. Yep, I'm here for it.
Thursday, Cavante. Not a lot of time to rest on this. 2 games in 5 days. You'll love it. With the divisional foe on the road, the Eagles. Jaden Daniels' first trip to Philly. Thursday Night Football, which we'll be live for afterwards as well. Maybe early Friday morning, but we'll be here. Cavante, how you feel about heading into Philly as they have the lead? We'll go around the scores in a minute and get the updates, but Thursday night, we knew this game was on the calendar earlier.
Absolutely. This would be our third divisional game, and first of 2 in Philly. So this was possibly for first place in the division. We lost today, and the Eagles, I don't know what the score is, but I just think they're going to beat the Cowboys. So they'll be up. So we need the game. We need this game to keep pace, because if they beat us, they'll stretch that lead a little bit further. But and we'll get more into it, I guess, in a couple of days for a preview. But you know, one of my keys before we even start is the turnovers and being balanced. Be able to be balanced with the run and pass. Hopefully Brian Robinson can play, and hopefully Marshawn Lattimore can play, because I can only imagine what AJ Brown's going to do to us if Marsh and Lattimore don't play. I can only imagine. So yeah, that's very, very much looking forward to this game. It's going to be a hostile environment. Going into Lincoln Financial in Philly. So I hope Jaden Daniels, we don't have much turnaround time, so we can't even dwell on this loss for too long, because we got Philly on Thursday, and this is a big divisional game, and we need these games. So as much poise, the biggest takeaway from the Steelers game is that Daniels did think he didn't get rattled. You know what I'm saying? Like, he very much was still much in control and didn't get rattled, and he played with a lot of poise. He didn't get rattled, but going into Philly it's going to be a different animal. So these two games, even though they're technically in separate weeks, these 2 games 5 days apart is a big test for this team and Jaden Daniels moving forward. We really need this game to keep up the pace with the Eagles, because if we lose, we pretty much in a wild card spot. You know what I'm saying? We do play them again, but that just means we really gonna need the second game if we miss out on this first game. But yeah, getting Brian Robinson back, and hopefully getting Brian Robinson back and getting Lattimore back, this we'll be ready for Philly.
Well, Cravante, let's do like we do usually with the Ravens post-game shows, and like we do on Mondays as well. We go around the NFL because we cover every team, not just our local teams. We like to talk about it all. Let's go back to Thursday, because I didn't really get your thoughts on the Ravens' victory against the Bengals. I know we did a post-game 35-34, as I'll bring up the scores. Lamar Jackson overcomes his largest deficit in 3 years, throws for the longest touchdown of his career. Defense gets torched by Chase for almost 300 yards. Joe Burrow throwing for almost 500. A shootout. Ravens 7-3. They face the Steelers next week. Bengals 4-6. Don't know if their season's over. What do you think about that game on Thursday?
The Ravens, they showed another side. Showed that they could come back from a deficit, and not that we didn't think they could, but coming back from a deficit like that against a divisional opponent just reinforces what we already thought, that with Lamar Jackson leading the Baltimore Ravens, that they are never out of it. And it's the divisional game. So I always say the divisional game is worth, if all other games are worth 1, the divisional games are worth 1.5, almost 2. When it comes down to the divisional seat, the seeding of the playoffs and divisional maybe wins and losses. Things did not look good at a point, and the Ravens got that good momentum shift with that turnover. That turnover really shifted things. Lamar Jackson had another marvelous game, and I think he's pretty much staking his claim, because Patrick Mahomes, they snuck out. I'm sure we'll get to that game, but they snuck out they snuck out with a win, and Lamar Jackson had another amazing game. So he should be, and we'll see how Jared Goff plays tonight, but he should definitely be the favorite for MVP right now. And Jamar Chase, my heavens, he's 7-11 for real, because he looks like he's always open. Like 200, what he had, 230, two something.
I'll tell you right now. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the box score. He had 11 for 264, 3 touchdowns, 70-yard long, 17 targets. Remember, no T. Higgins, by the way, as well.
260 yards receiving. But you know what? The Bengals always seem to have a receiver that's like a Raven killer. We go from AJ Green, now Jamar Chase, and he is as advertised. I don't care if it's in Cincinnati or Baltimore, he's going to show out. And he's a diva in some spots, but well worth the headache. if that's the production, that's well worth the headache. He's a top 5 receiver in my opinion in the league. And Joe Burrow has
I'm gonna go rob something. Y'all know me. I'm dangerous.
Jamar Chase is dangerous. But it sucks because both of the Bengals and Ravens games were very, very close. And a ball bouncing here or there was the difference between both victories for the Ravens. But listen, man, don't give a damn. The Ravens, you take it. During the divisional games, you take them however they come. And that was crazy at the end. But why would you not throw the ball to Jamar Chase at the 2-point conversion? Why? I don't care if you had 2 men on him at the line of scrimmage. I'm throwing to my best player. Like he only had 264 receiving yards, Byron. Why would you not? But anyway, the Ravens defense. Whew. Look, I don't know who's worse between your secondary and my secondary. I don't know which one's worse. I really can't tell. Because man, you guys give up explosive play, and Kyle Hamilton was out. He was out in the second quarter or something like that.
Ankle injury. Yep, ankle.
Another ankle. You guys give up a lot of explosive plays. This is not Raven like. You know what I'm saying? Just giving up too many.
Look who it is, Cavante, another Commanders fan. Look at it.
Mikhail, what's up, girl? Yeah, the secondary.
Let us know when you want to join, Mikhail. We could love more Commanders input on the postgame battle.
Always. But yeah, secondary is a concern for the Ravens, just like the Commanders. But with Lamarvelous at quarterback, I think y'all be all right. Derrick Henry, of course, boom, 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 boom. Every time he runs the ball, that's all I hear. He's still ground and pound.
That's one big son of a bitch!
Y'all Pratt.
No water, just me.
Finish him, Daddy.
Finger licking good special. That's what I'm talking about.
He looked at the Bengals defense like they was food, and Pratt from the Bengals was like, here we go again. Just here we go again. God damn it. But again, another shootout. You take you just take a man. And I saw Mark Andrews. I saw a Mark Andrews sighting. So that's good. But yeah, well, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, man, the offense, the sky's the limit. Defensively, back to offense, the sky's the limit.
Well, Cravante, let's start with the slate of games on Sunday. And this is a matchup, a collision, if I must say, of two juggernaut teams, two franchises that the game was so highly anticipated. We had to go to Germany, Cravante, for the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers on international soil. We will tell our kids about this matchup one day, Cravante, because it even went to overtime. What a game, Cravante. And I picked the Panthers, and they got it done in overtime. And Bryce Young has a little bit of a heart.
Great pick, man. I thought about picking the Panthers. I really, really did. Good pick. Why every time we go out the country, we always give them a terrible matchup? Like every time. Like, is that a marketing scheme? I don't know why we put the worst product out there.
Stupid. Just stupid.
We put the Jaguars out there in London, so much so that London, I think they adopted the Jaguars at this point. And now our first game they was in Munich, if I'm not mistaken. We give them the Giants and the Panthers. And I saw one of the guys that I follow on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. He said that both of these teams are going to look back at this game and probably wish they would have lost come April. But terrible game, terrible matchup. I'm happy for Bryce Young. He has a pulse. He's playing better. He has another win under his belt. So I love that for his young career. But my gosh, Daniel Jones is terrible, ain't he? And getting paid all that money. He is terrible. Giants are really bad. Is Dabo going to survive this?
This is the first time the Panthers have won back-to-back games since 2022. That is crazy.
Yikes. But makes sense because they've had damn near first overall picks. Did terrible seasons back-to-back. So, sounds about right. And
speaking of another coach, Cravante, that may not make it through the season, what the hell is going on in Chicago? I don't know if I gave them the kiss of death, saying they could make the playoffs. They have not looked the same. I think B said it in a group chat since the Hail Mary in DC, the Hail Maryland. Only 3 points. I know it's the Patriots, but 3 points. And Cravante, we were big on Drake May. A lot of people didn't like Drake May for whatever reason.
I was cool.
We thought he would be okay. Needed time, like a lot of these guys do, but
yes,
he is showing with nothing that he can play.
Hey man, listen, like I said, we wasn't as low as everybody else on with Drake May. I was like, yo, if he gets to the right guy, like if he went to Minnesota, Drake May would probably be amazing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he would look like he would be on the same trajectory as like a Jaden Daniels if he would have went to Minnesota. But unfortunately he didn't. He went to a defensive coach and to a team that doesn't have any weapons. So this was unfortunate. But if you would have told me that Drake May and Caleb Williams would face off and Drake May would literally have nobody at wide receiver and Caleb Williams would have DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Romo Doomsday, like, did they all play? Like, what? I'm confused. How you really have 3 number 1 wide receivers? And this is the production. I think we might have taken their hearts with the Hail Mary. It's a Fail Mary for them, but Hail Mary for us.
9 sacks
a miracle.
Highest
But
receiver, only 44 yards. What are we doing?
Eberflus is definitely out of here. He should be fired tonight. Like, he should get his walking papers tonight, at the latest tomorrow morning. Yep. Yeah, he needs to go. Listen, he shouldn't have had the job this year, but he should. This is a fireable offense. Like, you should get your walking papers tonight, at the latest tomorrow morning. Well, it's a holiday. I don't care if it's a holiday. Tomorrow morning, he need to be up out of there. And Waldron is who's up there? Waldron's the offensive coordinator, right?
Yes.
He should not be the interim head coach. I don't know who should be the interim head coach, but it probably shouldn't be him either, because offensively they are terrible. Like, very terrible. Like, he had 40 yards at halftime. Like, he had a terrible showing, absolutely terrible showing. They ain't thrown a touchdown in 2 games. Like, it's really bad in Chicago. It's really bad in Chicago. But so Caleb Williams lost to the 2nd overall pick and the 3rd overall pick?
Yes.
Okay. And the 3rd overall pick had nothing?
Yeah.
And he has 3 number 1 receivers. Like, did Romo Dunze play? I don't know if he had that.
Let's see. Let's look at the box score. He had 2 catches for 3 for 23. So there you
go. Oh, okay. But yeah, you got Keenan Allen, a veteran receiver, Romo Dunze, and DJ Moore. Like, these are arguably 3 number 1s, and you can't do anything with it. Like, this is bad. This is real bad in Chicago. Like, it looks like Chicago will always be Chicago.
Real quick, Cavante.
Out of there.
Bills keep rolling. They got a big matchup next week with the team we're going to talk about, the Chiefs. But the Bills get it done, 30-20.
Not surprised. Flacco had a terrible start to this game. I think he threw a pick 6, and he threw another interception. So they dug a hole relatively quickly, and they wasn't able to dig themselves out of it. The Bills, Josh Allen was being Josh Allen.
All right, let's get to it, Cavante. Chiefs, Broncos. You don't pick against the Chiefs. I think we all pick the Chiefs anyway. I do like what I've seen from Bo Nix. 16, you only give up 16. You only score 14. You go for the game-winning kick, and it's blocked. And knocked away.
Oh, my gosh. Crazy. I was watching it live, man. I said, wow, is Bo Nix going to get the W over Patrick Mahomes? There's no way. Right? They get a block. I was like, oh my gosh. And they escape. Broncos defense is pretty damn good. Bo Nix, better than I thought he'd be so far, but he got with a Sean Payton, got with an offensive guy that can hone in on his talents and keep him on the right path and give him some positive guidance, but not quite enough. The Chiefs have a pretty damn good defense on their side, so I'm not surprised combined they only put up 30 points, but Patrick Mahomes slides up out of there.
Acknowledge me.
He got it. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
If they win next week, and I hate talking about this, they would be 10-0, and it's against the Bills. Can they run the table, Cavante? I think we got to start considering it. Let's look at the schedule.
Of course they can, because their biggest opponent was the Ravens and the Bengals, and they beat them. And now they have the Bills. If they beat the Bills, they should beat everybody they face. Will they? Probably not. Can they? Sure. Will they? Probably not. But let's see what they got.
At Bills, at Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, at Browns, Texans, at Steelers, at Broncos to end the season. So I think they lose one, at least one.
Yeah, they're gonna lose one. Maybe they might slip up twice. They might slip up twice. They might slip up. The Bills, and I'm looking at maybe the Chargers, Steelers somewhere in there, because I think the Steelers matchup might be just like the Broncos matchup. It might look very similar. So
yeah, two good defenses, 2 real good defenses.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's probably gonna be a low scoring game, come down to somebody kicking a field goal, So they might drop 2. If 15-2 might be their record at the end of the year.
The Saints fired their coach, and as usual, we see in these teams, in these leagues, the team goes on to win with the new coach, the interim coach. And the Falcons, Cavante, we talk about the Bears going to Bear. Falcons just going to Falcon, and they lay an egg, 20-17, 6-4.
Kirk Cousins and them did not look good today. Just did not look good at all. And the Falcons have not been falconing as much as they used to, but they did falcon this one. And again, you never can overlook, I don't care how good or how bad your divisional opponent is, you could get beat. I don't care how good the Saints ain't won since week 2, and they beat the Falcons. That's how divisional matchups work, because they know you very well, and they got your calling card. You know what I'm saying? So, the Falcons, just turnovers and just too much. But the Saints look like they really wanted to. They look like they really came to play, and they were at home. So it's a little bit of home cooking.
Yes, shout out to the Saints from the days. I can't forget about that. So you getting applause for that one.
Indeed.
Let's go down to the NFC South. The Falcons are going to probably wrap that division up because the Buccaneers couldn't get the win today. The 49ers, Cavante, off of a bye. Christian McCaffrey back. And maybe the story of the day, we'll probably talk more about it tomorrow with Game Ball, not so Game Ball. But got to give a big game ball to Ricky Pearsall. 2 months after being shot, scores a 45-yard touchdown. And the 49ers eke a victory away. And Cavante, they're going to be a team to look out for in the second half. Big shout out.
Indeed. I think the 49ers are always going to be in the contending conversation as long as they're healthy. And Christian McCaffrey really he could change lives offensively for the 49ers. And they just barely won this game, but I think him getting acclimated again with the offense is going to take a little bit of time, but I don't think it's going to take that much time. So moving forward, if the 49ers could remain healthy, they will be a force to reckon with in the NFC. And man, the Bucs lose another close one to a really good, to a top tier team in their respective conferences, in the Chiefs and the 49ers. But the Bucs, they're doing what they can with without Godwin and Evans.
Real quick, 49ers have Seahawks, Packers, Bills, Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. I wouldn't be surprised, Cavante, if they win like the next 4 or 5 in a row, get hot going into the playoffs again.
That's scary for everybody in the NFC because they look dead in the water before CMC came walking through the door. So, but it would be what we expected at the beginning of the year, just coming on a little bit late.
Now, if you were suffering from insomnia down in Jacksonville, no, not AW on Wednesdays, which we do, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Minnesota Vikings. And in a 12-7 game, the Vikings eke it out. Mac Jones started for Trevor Lawrence today. They're saying he's injured, but then people are, like Miss Sharon said, birdies are telling me that he's got benched. So we don't know what's going on in Jacksonville.
Snap, is that what I heard?
It could be both. Doug Peterson, he could be another guy on the chopping block.
He's out of here.
He's out of here. The Vikings, though, I got to give them their credit. They're 7-2. I think they're going to be a playoff team.
Yes, they'll definitely be a playoff team, man. They'll be in the running. They'll be in a running for the division. I think it ultimately will go to the Lions, and the Lions will probably have the number 1 seed as well. But the Vikings are going to have a thing or two to say about it. When is the next time? Have they played twice already? They didn't play twice already, right?
I can put up the schedule. I think just once, but I'll put up the schedule for you because they are 7-2. They go to the Titans next week, the Bears after that, Cardinals, Falcons, Bears again. So they get the Bears twice, Cavante, in the next couple of weeks. And then they got they got the Lions last game of the season. That could be for the division.
That could be, yeah. That could be for the division and the number 1 seed.
That could be a Sunday night finale. Usually it's always a divisional game. Somehow, it plays out that way every year. Never fails.
Crazy. It's like they know. But the Vikings have to be concerned about offensively. They have to be concerned. Sam Darnold had a terrible game. I think he threw 3 interceptions or something like that, and they end up kicking 4 field goals. They look like the Commanders in week 2 when we kicked 7 field goals and no touchdowns. They escaped Duval County with a victory. Escaped because it didn't look good for a while down there, but they inked out a win.
Chargers up 13-7 over the Titans at halftime, and the Eagles, Cavante, have the lead, but it looks like the Cowboys are driving 7-3 there, and the Jets and Cardinals, our boy Kyler Murray, first place Cardinals, 14-6 over the Jets. And tonight, your boy, CJ Stroud, gets his number 1 receiver back, Nico Collins, and they play the Lions. Now, I did pick the Lions in this game. It would not shock me if the Texans rise up and still won. Just saying.
Yes. So I picked Arizona in that game against the Jets.
And I picked the Jets. Why? I don't know.
Jets is just, I don't want to pick them because of all they got going around them. But it's like teams can still find a way to get victories. But you ask me pregame, it's like, man, I can't pick the Jets ever. You know what I'm saying? I picked the Lions as well because I wasn't sure about the injuries to Collins and Diggs. One of them, I think they're game time. I think Collins is a game time decision, or is he a go?
So I think they activated his window, but it probably is still a game time decision. You're right.
Okay. He's going to need it because, my gosh, without them, and he has to hold the ball a little bit longer, that offensive line has gotten exposed, and it doesn't look good. It looks like the offense has fallen off, dare I say. So it would be nice to have his number 1 receiver back. I'm still leaning the Lions, but, CJ is my guy. Kyler Murray is my guy, too. And like Kyler Murray's about to get in the red zone. Cowboys seem to be with the Eagles. What's up, baby? What's up defensively?
Cooper Rush, man. Now, I do think the Eagles defense, Cavante, does have some susceptibility. I know you talk about your secondary. That secondary ain't much better either. I know we'll get into it with the preview and all that, but they ain't much better than me either.
No, you're right. And they do have some young guys on the outsides, too. So that's not surprising. But, God damn, Cooper Rush doing it. But Cooper Rush came in last year.
What is he, like 5-1? Crazy.
Stole some wins. He stole quite a few wins. He's definitely stolen quite a few wins. So but the Eagles, you got to be kidding me. I got a bet in on this game too, so I'm gonna be very upset if they get this touchdown. I picked the Eagles to be up at halftime and at the end of the game. So if he scores a touchdown here, I'll be very upset.
Oh man, I think that is everything. I mean, Chargers, Titans, I don't really got much to say there.
That's probably gonna be a snooze fest because how Jim Harbaugh runs his team, there's gonna be a lot of running the football, playing some defense. So it's probably that game's not gonna be too exciting in that 4 o'clock window.
Well, I think, Cravante, that is all we have for this edition of the Washington Commanders post-game show. Tough loss, and we get to do it again in a few days.
I don't even have time. But this is good and bad. I don't have long to grieve and be upset with this because we got the Eagles like tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have time. We got to get over this quickly and can't dwell on this because we gotta go. We got to stay. We may stay in Pennsylvania. I don't know. We might just drive across, drive a couple hours east from Pittsburgh and be in Philly. So yeah, so we'll talk about that probably in a couple of days. Maybe Tuesday. I don't know what you got. I don't want to do it on Wednesday because we got a live show on Wednesday, right?
Tuesday may work. Tuesday sounds about right. I think we'll do something Tuesday, whether it's of the live variety or the pre-recorded. I did love the energy we had in the building today, so thank you everybody for watching. I know Cavante appreciates it.
For sure.
We decided to take a leap of faith again, and you guys love it, so we'll keep giving it to you. As Cavante, as we say, only place giving you sports how you want it.
When you need it.
Yes, big shout out to everybody that was in the chat. Raj is here. Pay the bills. Love you seeing you here because we got to pay those bills. The chocolate writer, Miss Sharon, always love your support. Of course, Miss Hayes, always love you here. Mikkel, got to show love to you as well. Rolling with Ramos, check her out. Maybe we'll have her up here for a Commanders post-game show or two. All the Commanders fans, Tristan, all you guys down there that love them Commanders, we want you on the show. We want to hear from you. You guys are doing well this season. And like I said, we're going to be going into the playoffs, damn it. And we'll be here each step of the way to watch it play out. And as all the other stuff like we like to do. Also, tomorrow, Cavante will be doing it again. Another episode of the Flex Zone podcast. I think we'll be talking about the week that was.
Man, these weeks are moving. And with all the work, like I said, I can't give you enough credit, man. All the great work that you, Raj, and all of us are doing on the Flex Zone. It makes the weeks go by so fast. My gosh, man. It's the 10th. Well, it's the 10th of November. Before you know it, it's gonna be Thanksgiving. And then the year be over.
And Goofies of the Year. We're gonna definitely have to go live.
Gosh, I gotta think about that too. Shoot.
Yeah. A lot of time for more Goofies to emerge, I'm sure. And considering of how you felt about last Tuesday, may get even more Goofies. So we'll see. Join us tomorrow around 10 p.m., 10:30. We'll be live episode 465 of the Flex Zone, recapping the Ravens, Week 10, the Commanders, talking about the Monday night game, looking ahead to Thursday night football with the Commanders and Eagles as well. And we'll be live or pre-recorded, or you'll see me in sub boxes Tuesday. We will be doing a Commanders and Eagles preview as they do play Thursday. And like I mentioned, we'll be live after the game Thursday night into Friday morning. Commanders, Eagles, and we'll be talking about it with none other than the Commander Warden himself, the senior producer, the voice of reason, Cavante Bebe. Anything else for the good people before we get out of here? A lot of content, as I said, some pretty much every day.
Commanders had a tough fight, man. Tough fight, but I like the direction that they're going in. Tough losses are going to happen. But I'm upset with how we lost, but I'm not upset with the overall performance. I like it moving forward, and beat Philly.
Thank you, brother. Always love working with you. As always, still got some hours left in your Sunday, even though it is dark like Gotham City outside. Still getting used to that.
Yeah.
But always, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, as always. We'll be doing it again this week, live and in living color. If you haven't already, please hit the like button on your way out. It helps us out tremendously, and it costs you nothing in a world where everything is so expensive. You can super chat us. Hit us up, Twitter, Instagram, the Flex Zone 1, Facebook, the Flex Zone 1, FlexZone1@gmail.com, Flex Zone Podcast on TikTok. And as always, check us out Mondays through Fridays on this channel. Hit the bell. Leave a comment. If you're watching this after it's live, it helps us out when you leave those comments on the videos, even after it's published. Comment, emoji. You want to talk shit, you want to say anything. We don't care. We appreciate it. It helps us out and it makes us look good in the YouTube algorithm. Well, Cavante, the co-founder of this here great podcast, God's favorite host, signing off. We'll be back to do it tomorrow and throughout the week. More Commanders coverage, more Ravens coverage. As it is Ravens Steelers week, so a lot coming from that perspective as well. And of course, getting ready for week 11, as Cavante said, we got a big season coming up. Not only the holiday season, some of the biggest shows of the year, some of the biggest moments of the year as we head towards NFL playoffs. The end of the year with wrestling and Goofies and so much more, which we will tell you about as we get closer. Thank you, Cavante, for getting out of here, putting the kids to bed. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for watching the Commanders post-game show with my brother, Cavante. Commanders lose 28-27, 7-3. Go to Philly on Thursday. And it looks like the Cowboys didn't score yet. So it looks like we got a Jalen Hurts fumble. Michael Parsons called the fumble. I don't know what's going on. So
Michael Parsons is back.
Yeah, he did come back to it. So Dak out for the year. So we'll see what happens. But Cavante, we'll talk about it. here on Play Zone. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Peace.